How many of you guys like football? Alright. Football has gained a huge following in America over the years. One of the great things about football is that it can be easily enjoyed played as it is to watch. For those of you who haven't been able to get a handle on how the game is played, I'm going to demonstrate for you today the game of football in the NFL. Okay, today I'm going to talk about how the game is played, the players, how to score, and the penalties of football. Alright. The object of the game is for two teams to compete to score points by moving the ball forward into their opponent's end zones by running the ball or throwing the ball. Each team has 11 players on the field at one time. The team who has the ball is called the offense, and the team who tries to stop or defend its own end zone is called the defense. Now I'll talk about the field. The field is 100 yards long, not including the end zones. The end zones are 10 yards deep, and each of them contain a field goal post. The yard lines are marked from 1 to 50, all the way to the middle, and then 50 down to 10 on the other side. All the yards are marked with hash marks, and all the yards, and only every 10 yards are labeled. The length of a football game is divided between two halves, each with two 15-minute quarters and a 12-minute halftime. At the end of each halftime, there's a 2-minute warning. And overtime play is added if the game goes past 4 quarters. Also, the team gets 3 timeouts per half. The offense has 4 downs to try and score, or go 10 yards to get a first down. If the team doesn't get a first down within 4 yards, then they turn the ball over on downs. If a team, the team will be forced to punt the ball away, kick a field goal, or go for it on 4th down. If they don't make it on 4th down, the ball is turned over. The offensive side consists of the quarterback who throws the ball, a running back who runs the ball, 5 offensive linemen, and a tight end, receivers, and sometimes a fullback. The defensive side consists of defensive ends, and tackles who rush the quarterback, linebackers who can blitz the quarterback or defend one of the receivers, corners and safeties who take care of the receivers. Alright, now I'll talk about how to score in football. In football, there are 4 ways to score. The first way is to get a touchdown. A touchdown is worth 6 points and is the result of the offense getting the ball across the defensive goal line. In order for the touchdown to count, a player must have full possession of the ball, and the ball must break the point of the goal line. The second way is to get an extra point after a touchdown. The team has the opportunity to kick a field goal from the 2-yard line for an additional point. The offense also has the option for a 2-point conversion, which is set up on the 2-yard line and is scored just like a touchdown. The offense has 4 downs to try and score, or go 10 yards to get a first down. If the team, Okay, the third way is to kick a field goal. A field goal is worth 3 points and is the result of an offensive team's player kicking the ball through the field goal post to the opponent's end zone. This is usually only done when it is 4th down and they're in range for a kicker, which is about 50 yards, or maybe a little bit less or a little bit more. The last way for a team to score is to get a safety. A safety is worth 2 points and is a result of the defensive player tackling the offensive player in their own end zone. The scoring team then gains possession of the ball by a kickoff. Although it seems like football is a free-for-all, kill or be killed sport, it is not. There are a number of penalties a team can incur, which always results in a losses of yards for the offending team. The typical penalty is 5 or 10 yards, depending on what the penalty is. If it is a personal foul, it is a result of a 15-yard loss. The opposing team may decline any penalty if the play gains more yards than the penalty would. A coach can challenge any play or penalty if they choose to. They are allowed 2 challenges in a game, and if they win both challenges, they are awarded a third one. The penalties consist of holding, false start, offsides, pass interference, personal foul, illegal block in the back, clipping, and delay of game. Staying in possession of the ball leads to more chances to score, so players don't want to turn over the ball. All turnovers consist of the interceptions, which is when a defensive player intercepts the ball in midair after the quarterback has thrown it. A fumble is dropping the ball while in play. Another one is turnover on downs, when the offense has to punt the ball or when they fail to reach 10 yards in 4 downs. A missed field goal. If a field goal is missed, then the ball is automatically turned over to the other team. And lastly, a safety. A safety is what I said, when the defense tackles the offense in their own end zone and then results in them taking the ball off to that other team. Alright, and that's all I have, and I hope that you guys learned a lot more about football, and those of you who don't watch football, I hope you guys watch football.
Can you water? You should go with hot water. It's hot. Yeah, you should go with hot water.
All right, Brandon, I think the survey that you use as your attention device is a little problematic for a prepared speech. It's not going to be that interesting, and it also indicates immediately how unlikely it is that some of the details you're providing are necessary, since there are so many people who watch football on a regular basis. You know, how likely is it that they're not going to understand some of the basics that you're describing? That seems a little problematic. You kind of kick yourself in the head, right as you're getting started. The preview, you set up the content pretty well. The content is okay. Like I said, the choice of the material for this audience is a little problematic. The presentation issues, you tend to turn to the side when you're looking at your visual materials. Your legs cross awkwardly on occasion. So you want to watch that. Your gestures are really limited because you have the notes in both your hands most of the time. Your facial expressions, you do occasionally have some expressions on your face that show what you think about the subject or how you think we ought to be relating to it, but it's not very consistent. Same thing with the eye contact. It's quite inconsistent. You're frequently having to do a lot of reading, but the reading is most noticeable not with the visual issues, but with the paralinguistic cues, because it sounds like you're reading. The pacing of it sounds kind of mechanical in nature. You don't really develop a natural rhythm like you were having a conversation with people. You're just going through what you've got in the notes there, and I think that you need to work on that a little bit. Let me see. The material is the content's well prepared, and like I said, I think the problem is that it's a little mechanical. Part of that mechanical delivery is the way you've developed the subject matter. It's just, trying to describe the penalties to people or the ways of scoring. It sounds almost like math equations sometimes, and that gets a little dull and dry. All right, thank you.